Hi, and welcome to an Organized Chaos podcast. I'm Bobby Quarters. Chaos is here with me as well. We just wanted to thank you for watching.
Yes. Hey, Bobby.
And hey, and while you're here, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You could follow me on YouTube as well as Chaos and the podcast channel, which all three of those channels will be streaming this very show you're about to watch. All these counselors start dropping dead, left and right. Heinous killings. Turns out, that kid who drowned the year before, his mother came back to that camp and exacted revenge.
My signal. Unleash hell. I'm required to kill, so I kill.
Tell me your name.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius. Commander of the armies of the North. Loyal servant to the true Emperor. Father to a murdered son. Husband to a murdered wife. And I will have my vengeance. In this life or the next.
We are the city of progress, and our future is bright.
We were once one tribe. Now, we are houses divided.
As time passes, the topsiders are leaving us further and further behind. There's never enough to go round.
Hi. Who are you? I have to try and find my sister.
A new fortress.
I thought it was time to make one available to the whole family. Lois, Jordan, and Jonathan. Oh, look, Sarah's here.
Today just reminded me how truly magical it is to be a mom. Even when it's hard, it's the best thing in the world. I might be pregnant.
How could you just leave her?
Life's worth stake.
My daughter's life is at stake.
Isn't this what you've been training for? I can't do this kind of stuff alone.
You invited me out here to recruit me?
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does. That fucking thing does suck. What
That
do you
it
think,
does.
Bobby? Yes. What a fine young man there. Yes, guys. I know Bobby just said it in the pre-roll, but like and subscribe. It's very helpful. You got Bobby Quarters. He's got a channel over there. You need to go over there and subscribe and check it out. There's
Chaos has one,
main
but
podcast one.
there we are.
You guys need to check it
Right
out. It's
there,
pretty awesome. Yeah.
Go to his. Do the things.
There's algorithm stuff for you guys to do, and it is very helpful when you do the algorithm stuff. But yes, thank you for joining us. I see Low War, Mark, and Wow in the chat already.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, good times. Flying around the world, Bobby.
Pardon me.
It's all
nerds,
good
man.
because we
It's
are
nerds.
covering.
That's all it is.
You're referencing the classic Russell Crowe show, Fighting Around the World, which was a real show that actually existed, where he traveled the world and fought stuff with his boat tuggers.
Poor Tugger.
Yeah, it was an actual thing that
that is all
there
that I
times where
thought
I
about.
felt
That is the only thing I was thinking about while I was watching this movie. After everything he said, I just added fighting around the world.
Well, I mean, we got like the original Gladiator, which honestly I hadn't seen since I wanna say since it came out on DVD. So probably
It's
the original DVD release.
well, it said what, like '08, right?
What?
It came out in what, '08?
It won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 2000. And
Oh, it's two. That's okay. Yeah, yeah. I kind of forgot how
yeah,
much I kind of like movies at that time period, the turn of
yeah.
the century.
Well, we'll dive into it in just a moment. But before we fully dive into it, I just want to also say later on we'll be talking a bit about season 1 Arcane and then season 3 of Superman and Lois. And I know Bobby definitely has things to say about one of them. I have things to say about both, but it's like, yeah, there's elements.
Oh
But
no, I
we
have
can
things to
dive.
say about both. I have things to say
Yeah.
about both, but I do want to talk to you really quickly. So, what do you think is the funniest thing in the world that could possibly happen? Like the absolute funniest thing in the world.
I have no idea.
The Onion buying InfoWars.
Oh, yes. Oh God, I love that. Yeah, I love that. They've announced in January that they're going to do an InfoWars parody show, and I know Alex Jones is throwing a fit over it, and it's like,
Yeah, he is.
and essentially they're like, suck it
rightful
up,
shit for whatever
Buttercup.
it's-
You can't. Yeah, it's a legal purchase. They got you.
Yeah, I've seen another meme in regards to that where it was from The Simpsons, like where like the adults smack the kid in the back of the head and said that's how you do that. But
Yeah.
instead the adult was the Onion and the kid was Elon. It's like that's how you buy a company.
Mhm. This one hasn't been making the rounds quite so much, but I just thought it was a fun factoid. I posted on Blue Sky like when I found it out. But Nick Fuentes, the fucking your body, my choice piece of shit kid, Nazi kid.
That little incel child. Yes. What about the incel child?
He revealed 2 years ago when he was 24 that he had never been with a woman, and I was like,
You
that
don't
shows.
say. You
that
don't
shows.
say.
That is like the least shocking thing I've ever heard in my life. But at the same time, it's like, yeah,
Like, you don't say.
yeah.
I'm shocked.
I am shocked.
I
Completely and totally shocked. I never saw that coming.
no,
Mind is officially
not at
blown.
all.
No.
Wow.
It's like, gee whiz, I wonder why.
So he had revealed that he had never known a woman's touch. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not
It's like,
shocked that
No,
incel child had said that.
it's like, wow, how could they resist you?
I mean, clearly he has himself so well put together
Yeah,
that to think that I can't, man. I'm sorry. I not fucking
fact is,
surprised.
This dude's a joke, and I just find it frustrating that meme took off so well, and of course it took off so close to the election, and we're gonna see more stuff like that. Unfortunately,
Oh yeah,
that's frustrating.
We are.
We're at the
inevitable.
beginning, but yes,
It's disgusting.
yes.
In my home city this weekend, there were some demonstrators.
Oh, I
shouting
heard
down-
about that.
Yeah. It's I hate, as much as this hurts me to say, the given area and what has happened to it and how it's came about to that area. The short north used to be not really that great, not even 30 or 40 years ago. It's definitely a case of gentrification, absolutely a case of that. And they've moved out so many different colored people that there aren't any left living in that area. They've just pushed them all out to the east and the west side. And I'm sorry, the west and the south side. And it happens a lot around the campus area too, but all the stuff surrounding High Street, it's been going on for the past 20 or so years. Give or take. So it's predominantly white in that area. So I'm imagining it when it was a bunch of young children, probably 18, 19, early 20s. Probably some of the cops' kids.
Yeah.
It's disgusting either way.
Yes. Yes.
Like, the videos are absolutely shocking. They were pretty much Nazis walking down the street.
Yeah, I was about ready to say it was a Nazi. Was it a full-fledged official rally or was it just a little march?
Just a little march, them shouting some racial slurs. They were
Mm-hmm.
detained but released, not arrested. That's another thing on its own, though. I have my thoughts and opinions on that. I frankly feel they should have been arrested for it because I believe displaying the swastika in any manner is just not cool. I thought we decided as a country a long time ago that that was not cool, and we sent people over to kill them. Not even going to try and unalive edit that. No, we sent over to kill Nazis because now and forever Nazi pucks can fuck off.
Yeah, no, I'm just pulling up the freaking article on it.
Yeah.
Demonstration in Columbus on Saturday, part of a recent pattern of white supremacist incidents in the country, was condemned by officials around the state. Jesus. The marchers appeared to number only about a dozen people, but so only about a dozen people.
It was about 10 or 12 of them. Like, 2 of them were carrying the flags. One had a megaphone, and he was leading the chants. And they were shouting racial slurs, allegedly pepper spraying people of color too. But there's no, I have no confirmed reports of that.
Mike DeWine, who I am not a fan of, but like he already did a thing saying, this is a no place for hate and bigotry.
Fuck him. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
You gotta save face there, so, Mikey, but fuck you.
The only positive thing I will say about Mike DeWine is that he's not MAGA. That being said, he is just old school, super conservative Republican. And I very much hate him. My point
America,
is much, it could be worse, but he's not good.
Yeah, he's not MAGA. He's not great, like, at all.
But don't worry. There's a very good chance he'll get replaced with a MAGA guy in sometime soon because that seems to be what's going on in the country.
Oh, don't worry. With people like over the pants handy job Lauren Boebert, head of education, she's got her GED, man. We're all set.
Yeah, true. Well, we got freaking Rob F. Kennedy Jr. Eating McDonald's and talking about things that are unhealthy for us. Yeah, like, dude, like that. I don't have it pulled up here, but that photo, it looks like they're doing a fucking McDonald's ad, and it's like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing?
Fucking Dodd Jr. in the back.
Yeah,
like, I can't.
Yeah,
I forgot how stupid shit was when they were presidency. So I mean, I'm kind of looking forward just to being able to laugh like that again. But
yeah,
it's more of just I'm Ralph Wiggum. We're doomed. Yes, that photo is just too fucking funny.
I got it right here.
It's almost as if he's surprised to see the camera there.
I'm like, what the fuck is it? And Don Jr.'s even holding up the fucking box. It's like, what the fuck?
Look closely at Elon. Can he smile? Like, is that man capable of it? Because it still looks like
he's probably filled up with injections, man.
I mean, look at him.
I'm sure. I mean, that hairline's very natural. I mean, it's natural when you have a receding hairline.
No, Bob.
In your 50s.
No, dude, it's plugs. It's plugs, dude. Like,
no, his hairline's receding, but when you turn 50, it starts filling in. You didn't know that?
That's a piece. That's a piece, bro. That's a piece. A shitty one, but it's a piece.
No.
I remember the picture of him as a child where he looked like how the Penguin is always depicted in the early 50s comics with that one piece of hair right here. Bobby, he's
not wearing a piece. He's not wearing plugs because you know what that'd be called? That would be gender affirming care. I'm just saying. And he wouldn't do that, would he?
No, well, I mean, not publicly. Let's take a moment and just look how awkward Mike Johnson is there. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, still, Kennedy's face is the best.
Kennedy's face is almost just like, wait, what are we doing?
What is that camera
almost
doing there?
They're suddenly doing an ad spot, and he's like, wait, you're actually doing this?
I mean, they all just smile. But seriously, can Elon smile? Like, it still looks like he's frowning to me.
I don't know.
I've been reading the reports that he has been annoying Trump's staff and Trump.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's a weird fucking dude. Well,
he is a weird fucking guy.
I'm calling him a weird fucking dude. When we're looking at a picture of just weird fucking dudes.
That's a whole group of them there. I mean,
yeah, like we got a dude on the right over here who has brain worms.
You know what his favorite Pink Floyd lyric is?
Oh God, hit me with it.
And the worms ate into his brain.
Yeah. He's like, that's
you.
me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see
he
that.
really does. You should just hang out with Tom Cruise then. Oh, jeez.
The news is
shit.
We aren't even into this
and he also
yet.
and he also wants to get Mr. Plastic Surgery of Greater Florida himself, Matt Gaetz. As the national cop, like
Attorney General.
Matt Gaetz, who is there's a House investigation that we still have yet to see. I frankly think since taxpayers' dollars went to it, as a taxpayer, I would love to see that report. What about you?
That sounds fair and reasonable. Yeah,
I would love.
That sounds like that'd be in. It's considering he's going up for such an important job. That seemed like that'd be in the public interest as well.
It would be.
Yeah,
it absolutely should be.
We also have a Fox News host who's going up for Secretary of Defense, one of the most powerful cabinet positions. Both him and Matt Gaetz are up for sexual assault allegations, which is classy fucking group. I mean, Trump knows his own kind.
Well, yeah. I mean, birds of a feather usually flock to shit, and in Trump's administration, that is the case.
True.
Oh, but God, fuck it. Oh.
You know what? Let's talk about something better.
I
got Gladiator here.
Russell Crowe fighting around the world.
Yeah. So like I said, I hadn't seen this movie since 2000, and upon rewatching it, I kind of regret not seeing it more.
This is pretty good.
I really enjoyed this. Yeah. It's a fairly I'll go ahead and get the big negative out of the way that bugged me. So like Ridley Scott throughout mainly the beginning and a little bit the end would do this weird slow-mo thing where he's obviously messing with the speed of the camera. And I found that distracting. It was almost like I do feel like maybe Zack Snyder watched this and said, I'll base my whole career after that. But
I'm sure he did a lot while watching this.
Yeah, but
not stealing, certainly not one particular frame and shot at all.
No.
Oh, I think you already know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking
about. I noticed that immediately and was like, well, that
it started up and it's like, oh, that's where he got it from. Oh my God.
That's like, shame on you.
Well, here's the wild thing.
And I believe he gave credit to Kurosawa for that. And it's like, dude, I mean, hey, I'm sure Ridley is shot. I'm sure Ridley is fucking humbled by that. First of all, second, no, I would be fucking humbled if you mistake mine for something that Kurosawa did. But I don't know. But I just remember Zack Snyder being really douchey and tooly about it.
Mm-hmm. So the opening shot, and I don't believe it's a closing shot, but it's one of the ending shots as well.
It's near the end.
Like, it's like his hand going over the field. It's meant to establish how Maximus was a farmer, that it's meant to establish like his roots very quickly. And Zack Snyder's abused it to hell. Like when Zack Snyder does it, it doesn't mean anything except he thinks the shot looks cool.
It's more of showing off, hey, look who is in this movie.
Yeah. But the difference between Ridley Scott and Zack Snyder, even though I have my issues with Ridley Scott is a talented filmmaker.
Yeah. I can agree with that. Ridley makes some great movies.
Yeah, and I
Really
would
great
definitely
films,
qualify
yeah.
this as one of them. Like I said, I hadn't seen
Yeah.
this. Like I remember really liking it, but I never watched it.
I remember the first time
And
watching it, kind of laughing at Joaquin Phoenix's performance.
Yeah.
But rewatching it, kind of going, God damn, he's really good.
No, like he
He's
does
really good.
he does the thing here where it's the nuance thing where you like he's chewing the scenery while also being a bit understated, which is really well done, honestly. Like he's
don't
really
really
good in this movie.
Yeah, I think the most where he's chewing the scenery is like his first confrontation with Russell Crowe, the first time they are in the same frame together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and any time after, and like from that moment on, he just starts devouring the scenery.
Yeah.
And it's like all fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's never that over the top or anything, but just it's perfect.
I mean, the other performance I thought was really good here, I thought was Connie Nielsen as his sister. Get out of the way. She's gorgeous. Yes. But I liked essentially like her role as just Comdis's sister and like the uneasy position she finds herself in where it's like her and Maximus definitely have some chemistry, but like, yeah, obviously nothing's going to come of that. But like she also has this brother who like at first I was like, man, it really seems like he's trying to hit on her. Then towards the end, it's like, oh, yeah, he really wants to hook up with his sister. You still there, Bobby?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know which one of us froze.
I think you did, and then I did.
Okay.
Like I said, just as promised, about as good as connectivity as the Tyson fight.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't even watch that, and upon hearing the aftermath, I don't think I missed anything.
It was like a sparring match, man.
Yeah. I heard the fights before it were way better.
Oh my god! Yes. Like I like pro wrestling, even the bad stuff, and that was so fixed and so terrible.
Well, I mean, it's kind of weird. Like going into it, I kind of realized, wow, this is really like boxing kind of has a pro wrestling element, but this one felt like almost entirely that. Like,
It felt like that scene in Rocky, Rocky 2, you know, no, it was 3, where he came out to James Brown.
Oh, Rocky 4.
That was 4. That's right. No, 3 was Clubber Lane. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, they kind of felt like that.
Yeah.
Like I was even kind of laughing just to myself, living in America. Oh God! All right, so yeah, back to Russell Crowe and him fighting around the world.
Fight, but yeah.
Oh, I'm sure your Netflix crashed because I had to like.
Yeah, everybody's Netflix crashed. Like I said, I was like, I was kind of interested in the fight, but when it came around, I was like, I'd rather watch podcast stuff.
Yeah. That was me taking a break from it, and I kept like pausing and waiting, but like also kind of like flipping back in between episodes of Arcane, checking on the fights. But it was mostly kind of maybe me listening to Arcane and watching those fights.
Yeah.
But this one I did watch all the way because I was excited to rewatch this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
well, I mean,
I also forgot about Oliver Reed being in this. And then I think about all the stories I've heard about how he was like mostly drunk the entire time making this.
Well, he was awesome in it. So
yeah, he was great.
But,
and I've only seen him in one other thing before this, and that's the Tommy movie.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, I was just gonna say, like if he was kind of drunk during it, it would make sense for his character. Actually, he's.
Well, I guess he was like a notorious drunk in Hollywood. So
yeah, he essentially plays an ex-gladiator. He fought his way to his freedom, and now he has other gladiators, and he's obviously, he does what he can for him, but like there's also like you get this vibe about him that he's kind of just burnt out on just everything.
yeah.
And honestly, at the end, he does the honorable thing, which was fucking base as fuck. Because I remember that coming up. Damn. And I guess we can go ahead and talk a little bit about Russell Crowe. And
What, and him fighting around the world?
yeah, listen. He gets the revenge story. I think he does a good job. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah, so do I. I have nothing against.
Yeah,
I think he's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Joaquin Phoenix was definitely like acting circles around him in this frequently.
A little bit,
yes.
A little bit, yes. But that's just
mean,
because he was going over the top purposely for the character.
Yes. And
Russell Crowe is playing more of a straightforward, like shit.
Yeah, he's the stoic hero. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
But also, he's also like just like not afraid just to violently beat the fuck out of people in this movie.
Mm-hmm. People I forgot were in this were Richard Harris, Derek Jacobi, and Jamon Houston. I completely forgot they were in this at all.
I forgot he was chained to him, and they had a whole fight scene together. I was like, yeah. I remember how much I enjoyed this the first time, and I loved it this time. I was like, this is awesome.
And you know what else I love? And like, the soundtrack. This was an insanely good score. I remember listening to it and be like, I think my dad got this, and I looked up our digital music collection. And I saw it and I grabbed it and I listened to it at work today. Fucking awesome. And it's
did it make stocking shelves like way more epic?
Well, I did it. Well, I listened to it while doing truck. So I was in the
did it make that seem like you were doing like a way more important?
Epic.
It is we got bound to.
Yes, very epic. But it's I know it's frequently attributed to Hans Zimmer, but the score is actually done by Hans Zimmer and Lisa Gerard, and I think. Lisa Gerard, you can definitely tell her influence because Hans Zimmer, as much as I love Hans Zimmer, he loves to go for the over dramatic stuff, and she definitely added an understated quality to the soundtrack, which it was good to have that range. I thought there's very gentle pieces through this, and then there's also the epic Hans Zimmer stuff in this, and I love that. Yeah.
I like Hans, but anytime I hear that name, I just think like Hans Zimmer.
I'm not gonna lie, Inception's defined so much of his career since then.
And he has been making music far longer.
Yes, he's been around.
And that is what makes everyone know. It's disheartening to me because I know he's done so much better stuff before that.
Oh yeah, it was just it was iconic when he did that Inception thing, and then like everybody thinks of that, and it's like, dude, he's done so much great stuff throughout his career. There's a reason why he gets these big roles. But yeah, it was just I really enjoyed going back and rewatching this. I forgot how much I liked it. I'm like, God, I hope I don't go 24 years not watching this again because this is a really fucking good movie. I highly recommend it. It's been a while since you've seen it. Recheck it out. It's 2.5 hours, so it's not a short movie, but it goes pretty fast, and you are engaged. It's well done.
You really don't get too lost.
Anything you want to add, Bobby?
No. I enjoyed this. I'm actually excited to watch the sequel.
Yeah, it got me excited.
Because as I kept watching it, I kept thinking like, wait a minute. If I know that from the trailers, I think I recognize one of the kids. Or one of the young rulers that are in there.
Yeah.
In this one. And if it's
there's not a lot of returning characters, but there are returning characters.
Well, I know like that's some I think it's like that's supposed to be the lead supposed to be Maximus's kid.
No.
No, okay. I thought that's
Maximus's kid is dead.
That's right. Like another son that he had.
We will find out. We'll find out.
Probably with that lady when they did the no.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into Arcane, something that I definitely liked more than you, but I have my issues. I'll go ahead and give my spiel on it, and then you can go give your spiel. I personally, I like the animation. Well, I'll save the soundtrack here for a bit because I have like this weird complaint about the soundtrack. I'm like, what the hell? Why?
But it's Imagine Dragons.
Yes, but then
yes. Did they?
Okay, I'll go ahead.
Did you find it very unnecessary? Did you find it very unnecessary for the fact that they animated them into that episode?
Yes, I found it very unnecessary.
I also
and
found it.
Want to know what?
It almost took you up on your offer of not watching it. I almost went, you know what, right?
I was like, why are we doing this? And you know what else really annoyed me? So this season ends with a really cool song by Sting. And I'm like, wait, why isn't this the theme song? I was just saying this season ends with a Sting song that is so much better than Imagine Dragons. And I'm like, why not just make this the theme song? The fuck are we doing? Yeah.
I would rather listen to Sting than Imagine Dragons.
Hell yes.
Like soft rock 5-finger death punch.
But I will say one thing that I think overall works in this series is the Vi and Jinx and their relationship, which is kind of all over the place. I kind of like Jinx's dive into madness. I thought that scene at the end was very cool. Things that don't really work for me is a lot of the other characters for the most part. Jace, I want to say, is like the main like dude we mainly see in for the overworld, where he's doing lots of the experiments with that crystal stuff. With Victor, who I'm barely interested in Victor, and Jace doesn't really interest me at all. And we do spend a lot of time with them, and I disconnect the series a lot during that. I think Silco's a villain with interesting potential. That I would have liked to have seen more nuance from him, because Jinx has this extreme like loyalty to him, and I would have liked to seen a bit more of a relationship between them. Instead, it felt like he's just kind of using her, and she's just kind of insane. I know these are big controversial opinions because I know lots of people love this series, but I don't like. I think it like there are so many scenes in this that I think work extremely well, and then other scenes where I just do not care, and there are characters that I do not care about, and it gets frustrating because I kind of see what they're doing. I love the idea of like this overworld where it's like not like people don't necessarily care, but they're disconnected, and then you have this underworld where people are just struggling and it's taken over by gangs. Then you got this gang guy who is like a real villain, but the overworld's kind of a villain too, and I like this idea, and I don't think this series necessarily does a great job of exploring it. And I also wasn't a fan of the big fucking cliffhanger finale where we see a missile hitting the council. And if it had actually hit them, I would have been like, ooh, we're actually causing death and destruction. But since it didn't actually hit them, I'm going to assume like all of them will survive, or most of them, and it won't really cause too much.
At that point, I'm just happy that that the only council member that I've seen that I actually liked wasn't anywhere near the building when that happened.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I did this go around. I kind of found more interest in that stuff. The upper city, the council stuff, like the diplomacy of the show. That I kind of found interesting, but didn't get anywhere near enough time with any of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like not enough to really keep my interest. But it was kind of more of that's the stuff that I did attentively pay attention to, because it was cool.
Well, go into whatever you want to say about this, Bobby, because that's kind of my opening on this.
I can't get over the animation style personally.
Mm-hmm.
It to me, it just seems like a very super cheap and bad imitation of like that Tim Burton claymation animation style with like the character design. That's what I see as it. And to me, it's just very jarring. Very hard to kind of pay attention to it. Yeah, to me though.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want.
Yeah, and it's one of the things I like about this series. I just wish, for me, and I could see that being I could see that being a breaking point if you're not as into it. But again, like even for me, like they're just characters that they spend a lot of time with that I don't care.
I didn't follow the games or play the games at all, so I'm kind of out of my element for that. So I guess it's harder for me to get into.
I played the games a little bit, but I don't know any of the story behind the games.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that is one of the things about the series as well. Like, like in the first 3 episodes, it throws so many characters at you, and it doesn't really warn you. Oh yeah, just keep an eye on the couple main characters because no one else is gonna matter because they're all gonna be dead pretty soon, and that's gonna be the rest of the series. But yeah, like I said, I know lots of people really like this. I am lukewarm to it. I know Bobby's not as fond of it, but I kind of get where Bobby's coming from as well because I'm meh on this one. But
it
yes,
just stinks, and I don't like it.
Yeah. Like I said, and I like Jinx's fall to madness. I wish there were more stuff I'd like. So, like, one of the things I noticed was
her grossly inappropriate relationship.
Brain farting, huh?
Her grossly inappropriate relationship.
Who's
with
grossly
that one
inappropriate
guy?
Relationship?
Jinx's.
Oh,
that guy with the one eye.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that's God, I'm brain farting.
He's had her since a child.
Yes, and it's a weird relationship. And like I said, I would have liked it if they built it up more as being like a father-daughter kind of thing, but they never really did that. At least not to my satisfaction. It just. Yeah. I'm lukewarm to it, but I'm not like sold on this at all after season 1. And then Bobby's not as much a fan, so we kind of decide we're not going to cover season 2. You know, we'll free up some space in the schedule. It was getting a little crowded anyway.
Not really.
And we might want to take a week off for Christmas as well. So.
Okay.
That's not figured out yet, but that's a strong possibility. But yeah, I'm. If you're watching this and you like this series, have fun. But yeah, I'm just not thrilled. It's I give it the stamp of okay, and yeah, and Bobby doesn't even give it that high marks.
I give it a Cybertruck disapproval face.
Mm-hmm. Well, do we want to head into a better series though?
Yeah.
All right. Superman Lois season 3. So I didn't see this season ending the way it did. So I knew season 4 was the season 4 advertisements dealt a lot of Doomsday. So I assumed that would be the storyline in season 4.
So did
kind of exclusively.
Like just
the Bruno Mannheim stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. We're just doing Doomsday. Awesome. I'm here for it.
Yeah. But so we did season 3, episodes 10 through 13. And I was kind of shocked with episode 11 when pretty much 99% of the main story for season 3 is resolved.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, whoa.
Way to put
really?
a bow on this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like all nicely resolved, and it's even like, so Pia dies fairly tragically. She loses kind of control. Like Bruno's giving her injections to help her control her powers, but it's obvious. Like at first it really works, and then it really stops working, and then she starts going insane in the middle of the city. And Superman flies her up, and like essentially he's the only person who can be around her, and he flies her up while she essentially explodes. And he gives her some final moments, where she's not alone though, at least. So it's a sad ending. And Bruno decides to turn himself in, confess, in turn, for freedom for his son, essentially saying, You let my son go free on everything, and I will tell you everything. I will just fall. I will tell you every nook and cranny of my illegal business. Just leave my son out of it. And essentially, the DOD was like, deal, no problem. Yeah. So, and then that storyline was resolved, and the result of that was Bruno Mannheim going to prison and Lex Luthor being released because.
I'm sorry. I think you mean Jack Luthor.
Yeah, Jack Luthor. Oh my God, he's a beast. He's not John Cryer.
I mean, he's not, but I'm not disappointed in it.
No, he does a good job. And so the episode 12 essentially shows Luthor's time in prison. So he was thrown in prison essentially for something Lois pinned on him that Bruno Mannheim actually did. So when Bruno Mannheim confessed to everything, he goes to prison. Lex Luthor is set free. And you get to see Lex Luthor essentially kidnap the family of the warden and take control of the prison. So, yes, he's in prison, but he controls things. He's pretty much in charge of the prison fairly quickly. It does actually, I think, a pretty good job of establishing, this is the type of Luthor we're dealing with, which is
I enjoyed that whole thing. I enjoyed all of that. I was like, this is so far probably my favorite episode of the show.
Yeah, it's like, damn.
The one Lex Luthor episode. I am here for it.
But it ends with them finding Bizarro Superman, who Bruno Mannheim was experimenting with. We kept on, like, throughout the seasons, we were getting hints of the Bizarro Superman body, and then Mannheim experimenting with it and bringing it back to life. And it was just, it always felt like this background thing. I was like, okay, we're doing something with this, right? We're doing something with this, right?
This is going to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It went somewhere. It definitely went somewhere. So apparently Mannheim's experiment did this thing where the Bizarro Superman will always come back to life with an added thing where every time he comes back to life after he dies, he will come back a little bit stronger. Lex Luthor gets a hold of him and decides, and essentially tells him, hey, I'm going to kill you a lot to make you very, very strong. And Bizarro Superman's kind of like, okay. And I'm a little bit confused because I feel like Bizarro Superman's character has kind of changed a little bit because he wasn't flat out, like, he was bad news, but he wasn't flat out villain last time we saw him. And here he just seems kind of flat out villain. But okay. Lex Luthor spends an episode listening to Ministry, by the way. I do think it was interesting. He chooses their most popular album rather than what most people would agree are their better albums. But he listens to NWO to it. But yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was a nice touch.
But essentially, he spends an episode just killing Bizarro Superman and having him come back. Killing Bizarro Superman and having him come back. And essentially, eventually, he looks a fair bit like Doomsday. I will say I'm not a huge fan of the Doomsday look they go for. What was your thoughts on it, Bobby?
It looked better than Snyder's.
Yeah. There's lots of things that look better than Snyder's.
It looked better than that one.
I mean,
I was okay with it.
Hey, you know what I will absolutely give this series credit for? When this Superman goes up against Doomsday, I actually give a shit.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
I liked it when he impaled him on the Daily Planet. That was fucking all right.
So yeah, the I want to say maybe like the last 10 minutes of the season is just Superman versus Doomsday. Now Superman doesn't die, but it does end on a cliffhanger where they're just charging after each other.
He does kind of get his ass kicked for a little bit, but Doomsday fucks up and leaves Earth's atmosphere, going right into the sun, and we see the sun on Superman. And then even watching it at that point, I go, "Oh, you fucked up now, Doomsday."
Yeah.
You brought him
Superman
into
doesn't get the same powers from the sun as the raw Superman. So
like, you done fucked up. Like, so it ended with him with Superman throwing him into the moon.
Yes.
And then them charging at each other, and that's where we ended.
Yeah, and that brings us to season 4. Now it's like, oh, now I see why lots of people were excited to see what happens in season 4, because obviously they're doing the death of Superman, but like we're not there yet. And I will say one thing that kind of annoys me a little bit with season 2 and them deciding to make this like its own universe where it's not part of the same as the CW verse as season 1 was, which is a little weird. They missed an opportunity for the Doomsday fight to have some honestly cool cameos, because I always thought part of the cool thing about Doomsday was essentially there are, like, if you read the comic book, there are lots of superheroes that try to help Superman against Doomsday, lots of them, and they all get their asses handed to them fairly quickly, and it all just comes down to Superman and Doomsday, every single one. And I thought that would have been a nice touch, but we don't really get that even with the limited heroes we do have here. Because we do have Jordan and we do have Seal here, which pretty much are other superheroes. I don't know what Steel's daughter goes by, but I guess she would count as well. But yeah, I like this season. I thought it was pretty good. Honestly, like I'm just kind of left wondering what season 4 will be like.
There we are.
Hey. What are your thoughts on this season, Bobby?
I agree with you. I do see why a lot of people wanted to see where this was going. I would like to know what happens next.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised they're ending it out with the death of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of surprised they have the balls to do that for a TV show.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy. I mean, it has become one of the most famous Superman stories, so I can see that. But yeah,
there we are. We lagged out again. I did not even hear what you said.
Oh, okay. I was just saying I can see why it's become one of the most famous Superman stories since it happened.
Well, yeah, but like, and since like it, I guess Snyder showed that it can be done in film.
Yeah. Snyder. Yeah. I just. Listen, this series at least waited till almost the end to do Death of Superman, where Snyder just rushed to freaking do it in the second fucking movie he was in. That is so frustrating that he did that. I remember when they showed that I remember in watching the trailer for Batman v Superman and seeing that that shot of what had to be Doomsday and being like, Snyder, you better not do fucking Death of Superman in his second fucking appearance.
Yeah, he did. He absolutely
and he
fucking
did it. And I was just like, you fuck, no.
You know, when they ended with the tornado earlier, where Jordan helped save a bunch of people,
yeah.
I was thinking, like, are they gonna kill Mr. Lane like this? No, they're they're fucking not. They are not Man of Stealing this right now, are they?
Yeah. Yeah, God, that would be insane if they did.
Because I thought they were going to kill Lois's dad like that, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding
better
me?
not. They better not.
Are what? No." Because if they would have, my reaction to it just would have been like right then, "Fuck this show." No, I'm done.
Yeah. But yeah, the problem was they rushed. Yeah, the Snyderverse was rushed. Exactly.
They absolutely
that was
did.
the frustrating thing. And it's like, Zach, can you like give us characters we care about? Like,
yeah,
I've always said I thought Man of Steel was so close to being a great movie, and instead just settled for, I thought good, like better than average, not amazing. And I find the issue with Man of Steel isn't so much that I consider it bad as much as I consider it so fucking frustrating, because it was like greatness was right there. Some quick edits, and it like you have this solid Superman story that builds up his character, shows who he is, and instead Zack Snyder just fucking let's do cool shots. Okay, what do these cool shots tell us about the character, Zach? I don't know. It looks cool. Oh, for fuck's sake.
There's only one very cool shot that stands out to me from Man of Steel. And it's where he's floating above Earth with his eyes closed. And he's hearing all the different voices and stuff.
Yeah.
Best shot in the whole movie, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not crazy about Man of Steel, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a yeah,
it's all right.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's better than what came after for sure. But
yeah, and the Flash is just, you know, that The Rock thought that Black Adam would be like the launching point that will save DC and blow Marvel out of the water.
You know, I think a serious argument can be that the Rock is not nearly as viable a star as he seems to think he is.
Oh, are you talking about the numbers for Red? Or whatever his new one is?
Oh, Red one? I have not. Yeah. Has that been officially released?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen the numbers for it.
Oh, it's underperforming. It's underperforming.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me at all. I've never seen a movie like. If I wanted to make a movie look like corporate sludge, I would make whatever they're doing with Red, because Red looks like I don't even know what the fuck Red one. Like I don't even know what the fuck the point of Red one is. Okay, so after Santa Claus is kidnapped, the North Pole head of security, Dwayne Johnson, must team up with the world's most infamous bounty hunter, Chris Evans, in a globe-trotting, action-packed mission to save Christmas. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This feels. If I wanted to see some sort of wonky action Christmas movie, I would just watch fucking Violent Night from last year, which is fucking awesome.
You mean Silent Night?
No, Violent Night, the one where Santa goes around and kills a whole bunch of people.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I thought you were talking about the one Silent Night where
yeah, the
where new RoboCop goes around and killing a bunch of people.
Joe Kinnaman. Yeah,
yes,
he was RoboCop. That one out because he told me it was good. Yeah,
what, the new RoboCop or the one Silent Night where he goes around as a
Silent
killer?
Night.
Yeah, no, I would not recommend
seen
the new
RoboCop. It
to
sucks.
You.
I've seen
it sucks. I was about to say, like, and you call me. And you say we're friends, and you think I would do that to you? No. I would not buy it for $1 at all.
Listen, there's one good RoboCop movie so far. That's all I have to say. And it was not made in 2014.
It has very wonky effects at times.
You talk about the original RoboCop?
Oh fuck yes! I'm talking.
I kind of love the original wonky effects. Yes, they are wonky, but I kind of love them. But yeah, the Red one is pure corporate sludge of a movie. I don't know.
I would also cast Kevin Hart and Jack Black in it. That's how I'd know it's Hollywood crap.
There you go. Yeah. Well, it just felt like, hey, let's get these actors together in a movie and force it to be a Christmas thing. That's what it feels like. And it's like, it doesn't look inspired, doesn't look thoughtful. The trailers don't even I just went over the description of the movie and I'm like, oh, cool. That's what the story's about. Because I wasn't remotely clear what the story was about looking at the trailer. Yeah, it looks awful.
It looks fucking terrible, doesn't it?
There's a reason why it's not on the podcast agenda. I was just like, that just no. Who is there anybody interested in that at all? Not even to pan it. I see. Because I didn't realize it was released. I thought it came out closer to Christmas. So Superman and Lois is definitely better than that. I will say that without even watching it.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
Yeah. We got 2 weeks until we dive into season 4 and wrap up the whole series. But I am excited to see where Superman Lois goes. I really enjoy it, and it is nice to actually get a nice, well-developed Superman story after Zack Snyder's crap.
Yeah.
God, he did I swear to God.
I'm still a little disappointed though.
Wait a minute.
John Cryer wasn't
Yeah, I
our
know.
Lex Luthor.
That's another thing with changing the universe is they had the ability to recast Lex Luthor, and it's like, oh, but John Cryer's right there. This guy does a good job though. But yeah. Let's see. Next, anything you want to add before we go into next week's discussion?
No.
Okay. You go ahead and dig up next week here. If I can. It gets very tricky. There they are. I know next week I'm taking my daughter to see Baby Metal, so we'll have some stuff recorded, pre-recorded to talk about that. And then we will also be covering, Gladiator 2. Gladiator 2 is going to be next week. And Cobra Kai Season 3. That's right, they just did a new batch of Cobra Kai episodes. That should be fun. Let's see, anything you want to add, Bobby?
Crap, we're already all the way through November, aren't we?
Yeah.
Would you be opposed if I add something to next week?
No, go ahead. I can. Okay, yeah.
Oh, not that.
Ooh. I don't know what that is, but okay.
Oh, you will.
Okay.
Hold on.
The band Last Waltz.
Yeah.
Okay.
I meant to type something else, but my numlock wasn't on.
Oh dear. Oh no, I'm not willing to do any movies older than me.
There. That's
Okay. That sounds like fun.
You've never even heard of this.
No. I mean, I know who the band is, but yeah, I know who.
Shame on you. You're going to be blown away because they're locally, there's a group of musicians who get together and put on this very concert at the Newport every year.
Oh, nice.
They used to do it at a local bar. So, you know what? This year, yeah, we'll watch it. Next year, you come up and we'll go to it.
Okay. All right.
And we can compare how well we feel they did. We could pretty much be snobs.
Ooh, okay. Sounds like fun.
We could pretty much just be music snobs about it.
Well, that sounds like fun. Let's do it.
Bob Dylan plays with them, man. Van Morrison plays. Eric Clapton plays with them. Dr. John. Joni Mitchell and a very coked out Neil Young.
Neil Young is straight edge. What are you talking about?
Oh, dude. He is feeling it. And it's just like me and a buddy went to go see it the local show, right? And we're walking to the car and I'm asking him, like, yeah, the dude who played Neil Young was all right. You know, he did okay, I guess. Like, he didn't quite get the playing on our harmonica just like Neil, but, you know, I got what he was doing. My buddy Snappy come with, yeah, he clearly wasn't on anywhere near as enough cocaine.
Yeah. But yes, that should be fun.
Because that's such a great live concert documentary too. It's made by Marty Scorsese.
Oh, he loves those. So he loves.
Yeah, and it's why I'm always okay whenever Marty's making a movie about a musical act. I'm cool with it. You capture them enough in their own element and them just being themselves. like in interviews and those candid interviews, which there's a lot of those, but they tell a lot of stories about their background. And there's some pretty funny anecdotes that they tell. But what's really sad about all of that is there's only one living member left of the band.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's only one. Robbie Robertson was the most recent to pass away.
Aw.
Garth Hudson is the last living member.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that'll be good. You got initiative streams on Wednesday. I'll do a solo stream on Thursday. And then podcast next week. So
yeah,
guys, party on and be excellent to each other.
Be awesome, be kind, because it's free.
True.